Making sure that your customers' balances are correct will not only ensure that your financial statements are accurate, but you will have fewer inquiries from customers about their balances and less cleanup on your accounts receivable aging report down the road. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to help you gain a deeper understanding of your accounts receivable aging report, as well as how you can make any adjustments so that your customers' balances are accurate. And we're going to start this week off with how to issue a customer a credit in QuickBooks. In today's podcast episode, I'm covering what a credit memo is, when you need to issue one, and how you can properly apply a credit memo to an outstanding invoice. Whether you're starting a business or side hustle, you're a self-employed individual, a solopreneur, entrepreneur, mompreneur, freelancer, business owner, bookkeeper, or virtual assistant. Understanding when it's appropriate to issue your customers a credit memo and how to do it correctly will help ensure your customers are happy and your books are accurate. You're listening to the Mastering Your Small Business Finances podcast, where we get straight to the point on topics that ultimately affect your bottom line. That's right, as an entrepreneur with a small business, money management, growth, marketing, they all affect your bottom line. I'm your host, Chris Ponick. I'm a certified public accountant, and I've been helping small business owners like you navigate and easily understand these complicated topics for over 25 years. I'm a wife, a mom, a grandmother, and a small business owner myself, so I know your time is valuable. In my free time, I make the best sugar cookies and have mastered an amazing chocolate chip cookie recipe. And that's not just my opinion. You're in the right place. I promise your time will be well spent here. Each week, you'll gain confidence and clarity while making a successful impact on your business and grow your bottom line. Get comfy, grab a cookie, and let's get straight to the point with this week's episode. Welcome back. Have you taken a look at your accounts receivable aging report in QuickBooks lately? If not, you may be surprised at some of the balances that are showing up for your customers. You can view your accounts receivable aging report in the Report section under Customers in QuickBooks. In a perfect world, you should be able to view this report, and the balance that's listed for each customer should be the exact balance that they owe you. This total amount is reflected in your accounts receivable balance on your balance sheet, so it's important to ensure that these balances are correct. There may be times when your customer returns an item or asks for a refund for one reason or another, and you need to issue a credit memo so that their overall balance is reduced by this amount. A credit memo is simply a credit amount that's applied to your customer's account. This credit may reduce the original invoice if it hasn't been paid yet. The credit may be applied to a future invoice, or you may need to refund the credit amount to the customer if there will be no additional amounts incurred on their account to apply the credit to. Whenever you issue a credit memo for a customer, you are reducing the overall accounts receivable balance. I receive questions about how to issue a credit memo for customers all the time. I understand that this is not something that you do every day, and that makes it even harder for business owners like you to remember how to do it from one time to the next. You may only need to issue a credit memo for your clients once a year, or maybe even less than that if you don't have any situations where your customers are requesting refunds. And that is always a good thing. But when you do need to issue a credit memo, I want to make sure that you know it can be a relatively simple process, and it's something that you can definitely do on your own. Some examples of when you may need to issue a credit memo are when a customer is requesting a refund, when a customer didn't receive what they originally ordered, when a customer is unsatisfied with their purchase, when a customer ordered the wrong product, when the wrong product was sent to a customer, When the product was damaged, defective, or didn't meet the customer's expectations, when a customer receives their order too late, or when your customer no longer needs the product. You'll also want to make sure that you have a good refund policy in place for your business, so you will know exactly when you will or will not issue a refund or a credit to your customer. And your customer should always be able to view these policies when they place their order so that you know that they're accepting and they understand your policies. If you're an accountant or high-stress professional, you want to start enjoying your life more, both at work and at home. You've likely built a successful career, but at what cost? The problem is, you're so buried in deadlines and to-do lists that there's no time or energy left for the things that really matter. You're great at managing clients, deadlines, and numbers, but your own stress, time, and well-being, well, they always seem to come last. The constant pressure leads to burnout, guilt, and feeling like no matter how much you do, it's never enough. I see this all the time. As a CPA with over 20 years of experience and a certified coach, I've helped high-achieving professionals, just like you, go from stress and burnout to a more integrated and balanced lifestyle using the reinvention process. This process helps you reduce stress, reclaim your time, and finally build a healthier, happier, and more balanced lifestyle without sacrificing your success. The truth is, stress doesn't go away on its own, and eventually the cost isn't just exhaustion, it's your health, your relationships, and your love for the work you once enjoyed. If you're ready to build a life that you don't need a vacation from, it's easy to get started. First, schedule your complimentary stress audit and clarity session, where in just one session, I'll help you pinpoint what's really draining your time and energy. Create a personalized action plan to help you simplify your life, reclaim your time, and increase your productivity so that you start living with more energy, focus, and freedom. You don't have to keep doing this alone. I can help you customize a plan to stop the overwhelm and start enjoying your life again. Go to financialadventure.com, click on the Work With Me button, and book your free session today. Let this be the moment that you stop just surviving and start living with more control and finally enjoy a more integrated and balanced lifestyle again. In the meantime, check out all the other resources and solutions on my website that you can immediately apply to your life so that you can stop being stressed out and feeling like you're never doing enough, and instead breathe a sigh of relief at the end of the day knowing you've accomplished enough and can enjoy your life more. When you're creating a credit memo in QuickBooks, whether it's QuickBooks Desktop or QuickBooks Online, you can easily go to the Customer Center and select the customer that you need to issue a credit memo for. When you've selected the customer, you can then create a credit memo. It may be helpful for you to view the original invoice so that you know what the customer had originally purchased from you, so that when you issue the credit memo, you can select the same items for the credit. This will help keep your income statement accurate since you'll be crediting the same product or service that you originally created for your customer. The last step when issuing a credit memo for a customer would be to apply this credit memo to an outstanding invoice. When you issue the credit memo, you'll notice that the overall customer balance is reduced. But until you actually apply the credit memo to the outstanding invoice, it will show that it is unapplied. To apply the credit memo to an invoice, you'll need to receive payment so that the credit memo can be applied to an open invoice. When you do this, you'll see that the invoice amount due will be reduced and the credit memo has been applied or closed. Having your systems and your processes in place for your business will help you create an efficiently running business. And I'm going to ask, What's at least one thing that you'll take away from this episode that will help your business succeed and grow your bottom line? If you need some accountability, join our private Facebook community and post your action item. We'd love to support you. Thanks for taking the time to tune into this episode of Mastering Your Small Business Finances. If you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed creating it for you, I'd love for you to give it a 5-star rating and subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode. Visit financialadventure.com for the show notes, links from this episode, and while you're there, leave a comment if you have a topic you're interested in learning more about that affects your bottom line. If you're looking for a community where you can ask questions and get feedback about your small business, join my private Facebook group. You can find the links to this group and more on financialadventure.com. And remember, any financial information shared on this podcast is not to be considered professional, financial, or tax advice and should not be solely relied upon. Please consult your CPA or tax advisor for an opinion on your specific circumstances. I'm looking forward to having you tune in next time. Until then, dream big, follow your heart, and love what you do.